Good morning. I'm Jasmine Anderson. The casino competition is heating up. Community advisory panels will vote today on proposals to bring casinos to the Bronx and Coney Island. Last week, they backed bids for Aqueduct Racetrack and Yonkers Raceway. Both can now be considered by a state board, awarding licenses in December. Crucial meetings at our nation's capital as the country faces a looming government shutdown. President Trump plans to meet with congressional leaders today. Now, if a funding bill is not passed and signed by tomorrow night, many government offices will temporarily close and some federal employees will be furloughed. City Mayor Eric Adams is dropping his re-election bid. The sudden but not entirely unforeseen decision was announced in a post yesterday on X.
And yet, despite all we've achieved, I cannot continue my re-election campaign.
This narrows the election field to former Governor Andrew Cuomo, who's running as an independent, Democratic nominee and frontrunner Zohran Mamdani, and Republican nominee and Guardian Angels founder Curtis Sliwa. Beware of scams around those new inflation refund checks. Governor Hochul says scammers are demanding recipients provide their financial details in order to receive the checks. Now, if you're eligible, you do not have to do anything to get a check. Amounts range from $150 to $400 based on income. First to Newsday, plans are in the works to replace a sports complex in Huntington Station. The owner of Station Sports Family Fun Center wants to tear it down and build 2 apartment buildings with office and retail space on the ground floor. 13 apartments would be designated as affordable housing. A $1 million renovation of Edgewood Avenue in St. James is expected to be completed by November. Crews are working to install new curbs and sidewalks as well as a new drainage system. Checking out your Monday weather, it's warm for the start of your work week, but the temps are definitely going to drop. It's partly cloudy with highs in the mid to upper 70s across the island. Tomorrow it's warm. The clouds stick with us and the wind picks up. There could be strong gusts at night. Wednesday and Thursday we're only in the 60s, but warmer weather returns for the weekend. That's a look at your 7-day forecast.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
The Ryder Cup has wrapped up on Long Island after an incredible rally by Team USA fell short. Newsday's Carissa Kelman has the highlights.
Bethpage Black delivered the drama, but Europe held on to the Ryder Cup. Europe entered Sunday with a massive 7-point lead, the biggest in history, but it wasn't the Bethpage bloodbath that everyone expected as the U.S. clawed its way to 6 wins and 3 ties. It all came down to the 18th green when Russell Henley hit an incredible approach out of the bunker, but Shane Lowry hit his own even closer to the pin. And while Russell Henley didn't make his putt, Shane Lowry did, which resulted in a tie and the half point that Europe needed to retain the cup. Despite Bryson DeChambeau's incredible rally from being down 5 through 7 holes and tying it on 17, it wasn't enough for the United States. The day began with each team splitting half a point when Europe's Victor Hovland withdrew due to a neck injury, which resulted in the United States' Harris English being handed half a point without even hitting a shot. So despite a huge American push and a Long Island crowd that lived up to its name, Europe retains the Ryder Cup and wins on U.S. soil, foreign soil, for the first time since 2012. From Bethpage, I'm Carissa Kelman for Newsday TV.
Carissa, thank you. Read more about the Ryder Cup on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Farms have been around on Long Island for hundreds and hundreds of years, and I'm sure we'd all agree that we're very fortunate that so many are still around today. I'm Doug Geed, out east for Newsday TV. Well, for this segment, we're going to show you some vegetables that are fresh right now at area farm stands, and then visit a local restaurant where they'll prepare them. Let's begin our journey here at Helen's in Aquabog.
I think that this is the best time of the year for people to source vegetables. You have some of the best summer stock still, and we're just coming into some of the best fall stuff. So you have the biggest bounty to choose from now. Why would you not source that locally?
Farmers face a lot of challenges. One of them is getting people to their farm stands. Helen's has what many other farms have, a you-pick apple orchard, a corn maze, and plenty of fun stuff for the kids. And of course, a huge pick-from-the-vine pumpkin patch. But getting them to leave with vegetables is not as easy as you think.
People have the misconception that it's difficult to cook.
So some farmers share their cooking tips.
My favorite thing this time of year is to take whatever is at hand. Zucchini and eggplant and flat beans and potatoes, and I pouch them. I put them right on the barbecue. Soup is another way to use every vegetable you see. You can't go wrong, right? You throw it all together, but I love stuffed cabbage, stuffed peppers this time of year, stuffed acorn squashes. You get that sweet and savory thing going on. Again, one pot supper, super simple.
Everybody thinks a leek is like an onion.
Right.
It is an onion, but it's sweeter than an onion. I would cut it off right here up to the green, cut the roots off, cut it down the middle, take some olive oil and some garlic powder and just saute it in there. Just put it on your barbecue when you do your steak, your hamburgers.
I'm going to want a floret, so I'm just going to cut off at the bottom here.
Colin Keeler is the general manager at the Jedediah Hawkins Inn.
I'm going to roast it for you, and then we're going to put it with some apples, and we're going to have some pine nuts, cranberries,
awesome.
and a little Parmesan.
For years, their restaurant in Jamesport has served dishes containing locally grown fruits and vegetables, something he says their customers appreciate and want.
The tourism out here is, that agritourism. They're coming to see the farms, especially this time of year. They're here after the harvest. So I think it's become more of an expectation as the North Fork has developed over the last, 15 years, and it's just getting exponentially more busy, and I think people are getting more knowledgeable about what is produced and when it's produced seasonally.
Keeler says even simple dishes are elevated and tastier with local, fresh produce. Carrots roasted in the oven with maple syrup, apple cobbler, and an onion you may not be familiar with.
The cipollini onions, yeah, so they have a really high sugar content, so that's where they get that caramelization, that nice color to them. So they go very well with proteins, steaks, duck, or I serve them on my own. I can just sit there and pop them all day. They're really super sweet once you roast them.
There's good farms on every corner. There's no excuse not to shop local. It's a shame that they don't do it more. It's here, it's an opportunity missed for them.
In Riverhead for Newsday TV, I'm Doug Geed.
To see more Out East with Doug Geed segments on Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. See more on these stories on Newsday.com and watch us streaming anytime on Local Now, YouTube, and the other services you see right here. I'm Jasmine Anderson. Happy Monday. More local news coming up.